Hi, I'm David.
Hi, I'm Johnny, and welcome to Table Talk.
This is a place for real issues, real talk, in a way where whether you're positive or negative, anyone can relate.
We invite you to come on this journey with us. Why?
Because
Because
we're
we're
in
in
this
this
together.
together.
Most people know that we are a couple.
Yes.
However, what most people do not know is that we are a discordant couple.
Mm-hmm.
What is a discordant couple? I'm glad you asked. Discordant simply means a mixed HIV status couple. In this relationship, I am HIV positive, he is HIV negative.
Mm-hmm.
The day that we met for the very first time, I knew that it was very important for me to be able to share my status and disclose my status to this person that I was interested in, not knowing what his reaction would be, not knowing how much information he already had or what he already knew. But I knew that if I were going to have a successful and healthy relationship, I had to disclose and do so in a way that he could understand what it meant to be HIV positive, even though he was HIV negative.
Right. And I think that a lot of times, when we're out talking to different people, a lot of times people are always like, discordant, they don't really know what it means. So I'm glad that you were able to share that it's what a discordant couple is. But he did tell me from the first time we met, and it wasn't anything that I had to guess, wonder, anybody had to tell me about. And people always say the $1,000,000 question is, well, what did you do? What did you do next? And for me, I got educated. And when I say I got educated, I text my doctor and I asked my doctor, hey, this is a guy I'm thinking about being in a relationship with. This is what he told me. And my doctor said something that kind of shocked me a little bit. My doctor told me that this was more common than most people think. And he told me, well, do you know his viral load? Do you know any of his numbers? What do you know about his status? And I said, well, I know he's undetectable. And so what we did, we decided to bring our paperwork together, if you will, and let our doctors be able to see where his status was. And once I knew where his numbers were, my doctor actually told me, Johnny, you are really less likely to contract the disease from David than you are the average or next person you'll meet on the street, because he knows his status, A, which a lot of people don't. B, he's on antiretroviral therapy, and he's been on it for a while, so this is managed. And I felt like after that, for me, that was the moment that I was able to be okay. I wasn't never unokay. I just wanted to know, what did this mean now for the relationship?
And when you stated that, your doctor said that he is undetectable.
Mm-hmm.
Another little moment of education. What does undetectable mean?
Oh, yeah.
It just means that there is not enough of the virus inside of my blood to be able to transmit it to Johnny.
Right.
In any intimate encounters, in
Right.
any ways that we would be susceptible to him contracting the virus.
Right. And I think the main thing that I walked away from when I spoke to my doctor the very next day after meeting him, my doctor told me, it wasn't so much my doctor was concerned about me contracting HIV. My doctor said, Johnny, if you are not ready to become a caretaker should something happen to David, I would suggest you not enter this relationship. So for me, people always want to know, well, where is your mind at? And it takes a strong person to do this. It takes a person that's mentally capable of caring for another person should they get sick, because David takes care of himself. We're very blessed. We're not in and out of the hospital all the time because he does what he needs to do. I have my own regimen of getting tested every 90 days, and we've been together for 4 years and we both are doing great and we're doing just fine. And I think that for me, I sit on the side of the seat. Just because someone tells you they're HIV positive doesn't mean it's time to run. That's not what that means. Some situations are not the best situations. He's not the first person that's told me that. But as I always say, he's the first person that told me that wasn't 45 minutes later trying to get in the bed with me.
Right.
That's why we're still together 4 years
Right.
later. And I would advise anyone, if someone tells you their status and then they pressure you to let's go ahead and get this on and popping, okay, well, you can go on and do that, but you have to really stop and think about what does that mean for you.
Right.
And if you have to be okay with any decision that you make, good, bad, or indifferent. And I'm just thankful and appreciative that he shared with me. He allowed me to get educated, get the information that I need, process it, and then we went into having a wonderful life. But I mean, we did.
And what led up to me actually disclosing my status to Johnny is we had background conversation. We actually had more conversation before we actually physically met
Right.
than the normal person would.
Right.
And I got the opportunity to kind of feel him out, see where he was, see where his head was, where was he mentally,
Right.
where was he emotionally. I had to do some fact checking myself
Right.
to make sure that he was the type of person that I should disclose to. Because
That's good.
everybody that you meet, you probably should not disclose your status to because they're not equipped to handle that type of information.
Yeah, and that's the emotional part. Like, that's absolutely right, because some people, you tell them your status and they think that it's time to go display it, and that's not it either. So we want to make sure that, again, if you're going to be in this kind of relationship, a discordant relationship that is, nothing wrong with it, just be emotionally ready to be in that relationship should you have to become a caretaker.
And we want you to know that just because you're discordant does not mean that you're discounted.
Absolutely.
And that's what we think. We'd like to thank Pause.com for this amazing platform that we are able to share our life and our story with you. I'm David.
And I'm Johnny,
And we'll see you next time right here.
at the table.
Bye.
See ya.